All right, we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off because I know we're all excited to learn something new today, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So here's what we're gonna talk about today. First, we're gonna explain who we are, who I am, why am I standing in front of you, give you a little TED talk. Then we're gonna talk about media and in regards to your listing, how we can take media beyond your listings. And then we're gonna go even beyond that and teach you guys how to be content with your content. Because a lot of times I know we as realtors post a lot of content, right? And sometimes when we run across certain posts, certain videos or photos that we may not necessarily be content with. And so let's kick this off. My name is Jesse Polycroft. I am the founder of Legacy Images. We're actually right down the street from you guys. And what we do is we create amazing real estate media. So we do that in a number of ways. We do that with listing photos, videos, drone stuff, 3D tours, virtual staging, twilights, and listing landing pages. But of course, we're not the only ones in town, right? There's a lot of photographers out there. So what separates us? Well, we're big believers that quality goes a very long way. And we know this because, well, quality can go so far that it can even take you to the front page of the newspaper.
Wow. That's your stuff, okay?
That's our stuff right here. This wasn't actually the front page, I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
But it was always after that be.
In the real estate.
Yeah, the real estate section. But let me tell you a little bit about this property here. So we were hired to take photos, video, and 3D of this amazing property in Loomis. And as you can see there in the title, it says it fetched $1 million over asking price. Now, that of course by itself is an amazing fact, but here's something even more amazing. It was sight unseen. So the buyers actually had us come back out, do a 3D tour because they were really excited by the photos and video, but wanted more media. And so, there's this kind of saying out there that, oh, photographers help you sell the house and this and that. That's not what we're about. We're not trying to help you sell the house. We're trying to help you market it. We're trying to help you market yourself, your amazing abilities as a realtor. And photos are a great way to do that. So this is a really cool, unique property. Really enjoyed that. So, question to the crowd. Does your marketing quality affect the level of buyer interest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, good. So we all know that, right? And we can see that with this example here. So I took this photo with my phone, which, as you know, is more a camera than anything these days. So we all have cameras in our pockets, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're all photographers. And I think we all could have probably taken this picture. It's a beautiful house, nice little pool. You got your straight vertical, the center line, everything's great, right? Good photo, right? You wouldn't say it's bad?
No.
Good. Let's take a look at this one. This one was taken with a camera. This one, we removed all of the water stains from the tiles. This one, we waited about 5 more minutes for that sun to peek out. The clouds kind of dissipated real quick. And as you can see, side by side, which image would you think gained more buyer interest? Probably this one, right?
Yeah.
So although we do all have cameras in our pockets, I think we all can take pretty good photos. The difference between a good and a great photo is Legacy Images. And that's what we're about because we do know that the quality of marketing does affect your buyer interest. So when it comes to your listings, we want you to crush your first impression. And again, we do this beyond just a listing. We also do corporate photography, Airbnb photography, and video production, which I think is the most exciting, especially in today's world. So really gonna dive into that. So that was my little TED talk. That's my little spiel. That's who we are, and that's what we do. Are there any questions on that? Short and sweet, love it. All right, let's talk about media beyond the listing. We know that we want to post a listing. We know that there's photos. Yes, we do get all that. But what can we do beyond that? Well, first we have to ask this question. Is media important in our industry? What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
How come? Why is media important? We're not actors. We don't have any, film training, right? So why is media such a big deal in our industry? What do you guys think?
Keeps in front of our clients.
Keeps you in front of your clients?
Branding.
Branding? Good. So I want you to say again. Yeah. So I want you guys kind of thinking about, well, why is media important? And that will kind of drive our training session today. Because when it comes to marketing media, what are some ways that we can market ourselves beyond the listing? What are some videos or photos that we are used to seeing out there? I'm sure we've seen.
things that people are doing just on a personal level, but also like when you are just, house, things like that, you do a video. Or
We've seen market updates, right? We've seen, like you said, open house tours, maybe personal things, yeah. And I've gone to the few myself, podcasts, right? We've seen people do podcasts. It's actually up and coming as a medium, how we can advertise ourselves and market ourselves. As we talked about the news, right? Still a great way. People say news, print media is dead. Well, not really. A lot of it is moving online, which is actually great because when people search, it'll come up, although it is on the newspaper. Billboards, we've seen this, right? I see a couple of brokers and realtors start popping up on the billboards, and that's also a great way to market yourself. But I think what really interests us are social media videos. Now, notice I didn't say social media in general. I'm talking about social media videos. So today we'll cover the topic of how we can use this medium specifically for marketing ourselves, marketing our services. Now, how many seminars, conferences, meetings, trainings have we been to about the topic of video? Probably a lot, right? It's talked about a ton. And I'm sure you're aware of the following sentiment. Photos sell your listing, videos sell your brand, right? When we do videos, it is for us to connect with our potential buyers, with our audience, to introduce ourselves and help them get to know us a little bit more. But video can also be used for another purpose entirely. It's not just about the listing anymore, it's about touching the territory of your brand. So let's learn a little bit about this data, about the statistics. Maybe we already have heard it before, but just to freshen up. Can someone read the first bullet point for me, please?
The amount of online video we watch has doubled since 2018.
Does that surprise anyone?
No.
Due to COVID, right? We're all snuggled up in our beds for 6 hours a day on our phones. Yeah, so 2018. So since then, the amount of online video watching has doubled, which is to me such a crazy number because videos as a medium have been out since what, in the early 1900s. Right? Can someone read the second bullet point for me, please? Take it away.
Okay, 9/10, September the 10th, people report wanting to see more videos from brands in
2022. So 90% of all people report that they want to see videos from brands, not just photos. They want to see engaging video content. 90% of people. So if we're not posting videos, if we're not putting in the effort to take advantage of this as a medium, that's how many people we're missing out on. And I can someone read the last bullet point, please. So take it away.
From people who don't currently use videos, 79% reported they expect to start in 2022.
I'd be one of those.
You took the survey, right?
Yeah, I took the survey and I haven't done
Yeah, well, 2022 is not over yet,
it.
so.
Thank God.
80% roughly reported that, hey, I didn't do video before, but this year I'm gonna start. So what does that mean? There are a lot more competitors now starting to flood the market of video marketing. So you don't need me to tell you that video is pretty important. The data and statistics show that, and it's very important for marketers to utilize. So let's take a look. In comparison to the other media that we talked about, what would be the cost of creating this kind of video advertising? Well, podcast, if you really want to start a professional podcast, per episode, you'd be paying anywhere between $1,000 and $15,000, maybe even more, if you have celebrity guests and things like that. News, still very popular amongst realtors. People are still going out on the news to kind of get their name and faces out there. That could be anywhere from free to you can even pay for a slot on the news. People are still taking advantage of that. Billboards, you're paying anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 per month that your billboard is up. The social media video series. So now we all admitted we had a camera in the pockets, right? So that cost is already taken care of. And now it's just about pushing that record button, which starts off as free. And the more you want to move up the ranks in terms of how professional your content is, that'll be up to you on what budget you want to spend there. So video is the most effective and affordable marketing tool we can use to build our brand awareness. thanks to Steve Jobs, thanks to many other developers out there, we now have the access that we didn't have 50 years ago. To sell real estate, even say 100 years ago, what did that look like? Well,
I'm pounding the pavement.
you're walking down to the general store, you're
Right?
putting a notice on the bulletin board, come check it out, maybe it's a sketch of the house or something, yeah. So we've really come a long way. And we also know that the more brand awareness we have, the more attractive success will be. I mean, that makes sense, right? If one person only knows about me, well, the rate of success isn't that great. But if 1,000 people know about me, well, now I'm playing the numbers game and I could really make something of myself. So today we're going to talk about what kinds of videos can be made to better connect with our audience and improve brand awareness. I've heard the open house videos, we've seen the market update videos, but today I want us to think a little bit outside of the box. And it is my hope that when you leave here today, you start looking at video a little bit differently. But to really understand what that looks like, we're going to take a look at some case studies. It's 3 realtors that we've worked with that really took advantage of video services and used them to uniquely market themselves and their brand in lots of different ways. We're going to talk about Sam, Erica, and Parker. Does anyone know these people here? Okay, so they're actually these.
Oh, Parker, yeah.
Parker, yeah, so he's from Keller Williams in El Dorado, Erica's from Keller Williams in Roseville, and Sam is a different broker. All right, so let's meet Sam.
Shame on Sam.
Sam on Sam.
Boasting.
His dad's a broker, so I think that, I was all right. So let's meet Sam. Sam is a young buck entering into the real estate world. And, you know, as we know, that when you're young and you're coming into this very set industry, it's really hard to make a name for yourself, right? Because you're running against the big dog who've been in the business 20 plus years. So how can you really cut through all that noise? Because one thing you do need is you need people to know about you. That's number one. So we had a meeting with Sam and I said, Sam, you know, let's do top 3 series. We're talking about top 3 coffee shop, top 3 fried chickens, top 3 breakfast, top 3 anything. And that's exactly what he did. And funny enough, you know, we're doing these videos, we're meeting these business owners, we're marketing their stores and restaurants. He doesn't talk about real estate once. Just a very little snippet at the very end. Thanks for watching. I'm Sam, calling for real estate needs or whatever it was. So sometimes when we think videos, we almost always seem to have a knack for it has to be real estate, it has to be real estate, it has to be real estate, it has to be real estate. Well, tell you what, outside of this room, not many people find real estate that sexy, right? It's just 4 walls and a roof. I mean, honestly, you know, how exciting can it get? So we need to find that place, that overlap, that where we can connect with our audience that's not based on real estate. Because real estate out the gate is not that exciting, especially if you're not looking to buy or sell at this time. But as we do know, that it's not about creating a sense of urgency today, it's about the dripping that we do consistently so that when they are ready, they're thinking of no one else but you, because you're sticking in their mind. And that's exactly what we did here. In fact, he got so big on marketing Sacramento content that the tourism company Visit Sacramento reached out to him and we're like, hey, can you take over our social media page for the weekend? We want to see Sacramento through your eyes. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm gonna send this presentation out. We're gonna watch this video later. But he went to the Rockland Quarry Park. They gave him access. He went ziplining through there, doing everything in a suit, you know, not talking about real estate whatsoever, but just really showing Sacramento through his eyes. Because as realtors, we should know our community, right? We should be the experts in our field. And there's no better way to show that than with a video where you carry yourself with authority. Now, doing these lessons and trainings at other offices, I get this question a lot. Well, okay, but who cares? How does this help you sell houses? Because at the end of the day, you know, we're not filmmakers, we're not media production companies. We're here to what? Close deals.
Yes.
Right. And that's what we need. So, you know, we came back together with Sam and we said, hey, top 3 stuff is good, Sacramento stuff is good. Let's get some deals rolling in. Okay, we've got a little bit of brand awareness. Jump off that platform into the meat and potatoes. So what he started to do was to go around every single new build development that went up and did a quick tour around it. Here are the models that are coming up, here are the schools and parks nearby. Let me know if you're interested in this new build. And we ended up doing it, and we still do them to this day. It's probably in the hundreds now. So we started about doing 50 of these where every single new build development, didn't matter where, Folsom, Natomas, Roseville, Sacramento, Eastside. We went out there, spent a couple of hours, toured the models, and kind of gave that inside look of what's coming. Now, many of you guys also could say, well, new build, right? They have an office, they have a realtor sitting there waiting to sell you for any model at any price. So his selling point was that, hey, I will be your agent. That agent is the agent for the builder. They're looking to squeeze out of me whatever they can, but I'm going to go on behalf of you. And I know all the fine line stuff that they're talking about, and I can really negotiate on your behalf. So eventually, we created another video called Top 5 Reasons to Buy a New Build in Sacramento. And I mean, this is a couple months old, this picture, but over 33,000 views. Top 5 reasons to buy a new build in Sacramento. And here's something interesting that happened. So we're building up all this content. We're spending months of work in. So far, no deals closed directly from videos. We posted this video, top 5 reasons to buy a new build, right? And we still have this database of Folsom new build, Roseville new build, and so on and so forth. Here's what happened. A curious Texas resident Googled Folsom new build. Sam's new build video populated those search results because he had them in the title, Folsom new build, Roseville, and so on and so forth. And that intrigued Texan contact Sam with questions. Hey, I'm interested in this new build. What's the deal on it? Can you tell me more? And now he's a proud homeowner in California. He was looking for a house for his daughter, who's moving out here in Sacramento, Folsom area. And just because he Googled Folsom new build, all of those videos came up. And he's not looking for anyone else. He's looking for this guy because it's obvious he's the expert. So that's where videos are very, very important. They tell a lot about us that we can't really have the time to do. Let's look at this again. 33,538 views. Or let's say another word, 33,538 people. How long would it take for us to talk to these people, to call these people?
Long time.
Very long time, maybe years, right? That's a very big, awesome value that comes from your videos is you can reach a multitude of people from one day's work, from one day's worth of effort. And that could still be talked about you to this day. We did this video, what, 2 years ago, and it's still talking. And it's still putting in the work. So the key takeaway, you will never know where your next deal can come from, right? We sometimes just don't know. But having a consistent video plan, sticking to it, knowing what your brand really means, and following that schedule consistently ensures a deal from somewhere. Could be here, could be out of state, could be anywhere. But when a person sees that you're offering exactly what they're looking for, that's where that connection is made. And video is very helpful with that. So any questions about Sam or his media strategy?
Are they being posted on YouTube or?
YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
How often?
So we don't work with Sam anymore. He decided to take it in-house because the effort was getting to be wrapped up quite a bit. And he's still posting to this day, I want to say at least once every 2 days, once every 3 days. Yes.
Just curious, out of 33,000 views, you mentioned you got one lead out of it. Did he get any more?
He did, yes. So that is the one where I can really tell you, point by point what happened. There were a lot more people that called and asked, and I'm not Sam, so I didn't have into those details. But yes, absolutely. So he's still posting out new build videos, and he's even inviting other realtors, other brokers to be on the videos with him, and they're touring these new build developments. Now, that's Sam's strategy, right? Our key takeaway is we should think, what am I really good at? Like, what do I really love? Sam just had a personal attachment to that new house smell, really loved it, right? And so that was sort of his medium. But we can really take it any way we want as to what interests us. And that brings us right to Erica from Poindexter Real Estate Group and Keller Williams. Now, Erica is a really, really fun client to work with, especially because she very rarely tells us no. We have an idea, she says, yes, let's do it. And so what she does And she does quite a few different things. So first we're gonna talk about this. She has a podcast called Success in the Mess. And what she does is she interviews other woman-owned businesses. Now, not to be sexist or anything, but there is a tendency that women tend to like to buy from women. What do you know? And so that could be an amazing strategy for you as well. So she interviews women-owned businesses. She really talks about that success and the mess that they're experiencing, and then she ties it into the end. Hey, I'm Erica, go next to real estate group. Notice nothing about real estate. We're tying into something that's fun, exciting, relevant. But then beyond that, she also wants to be an expert in her community, in her territory. So she's out there in Placer County. So we're doing Roseville, we're doing Loomis, we're doing Rockland, Granite Bay, and she has kids. So she's tapping into that family vibe by saying, here are the top 5 parks and trails, top 5 places you can bring your kids, top 5 no baseball field, whatever it may be. So she's tapping into that family-based audience and that woman-based audience. And it's very clear based on her content. And again, we're going to show this at the end. She even, had this idea like, hey, let's bring your daughter on board. Let's because her daughter is, really rambunctious teenager. And so we have this idea, like, hey, pretend that you're your mom. What do you think your mom does at work all day? So she just pretends to be her mom. She takes her little brother on a showing, and it's a neat little 1-minute video. So she really enjoys tapping into that real life. Now, I'd like to pause on this slide here. This video has more views than any other content piece. How used to are we seeing this kind of stuff?
All the time.
All the time. What we see here is this 55 views. Now, I'm not ripping on Erica, right, at all. But here's a key thing that I think many of us sometimes miss: the data. Our viewers are talking to us. They are letting us know, hey, I like this. Hey, I don't like this. And what we can see is we say, okay, wow, this one's getting 55 views, cell phone videos maybe getting in the 200s, but something like this is really resonating with your audience. Something about this video really makes people watch it to the end. And Instagram, when they see people are watching your content to the end, start sending it out more because they think people must like it. And so what we should do as content creators is look at this data, analyze it, and make business decisions based off of that, right? We don't want to sell people what they don't want. We want to see, okay, they like this. Let's do more videos like this. Let's capitalize on this movement and keep going. And you know what? Maybe this kind of stuff we don't need to post. If 20 people, 50 people are watching it, is it worth that effort to post for the sake of posting? And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So how else can our videos have a positive impact on our business? Well, we know that when it comes to videos, we want to attract what? Buyers and sellers, right? But like I said today, hopefully you leave the room thinking about video a little bit differently. Does anyone here want to grow their own team? Nobody. One person. Good. Some realtors want to expand, right? They want to have their own team and they want to attract people that are like-minded. So what's really great is that Erica's team started to grow because of her videos. Joe joined her team because he liked her marketing so much. He liked her videos. He liked what she was doing. He was like, hey, I resonate with that. I like that. I want to join your team. Now, how many options are there? Hundreds, right? But he chose her because he connected with her from her marketing videos. You see, videos, again, can go a lot of different ways. We might be boxed into thinking one way or another, but I really want us to start thinking it a little bit different. But the key takeaway is that videos should be personable and relevant. Personable and relevant. If you're watching your own video and you're not cracking a little smile, and if you don't even want to watch it till the end, there's a problem there because others don't want to either. So the more you make it personal and relevant, the more people are going to watch, but more importantly, the more they're going to believe in your brand. Views are not as important as connecting with those people that you want to connect with. And Erica did a great job of that with her Success in the Med podcast, with her territory neighborhood videos, and fun little quirky things. So any questions about Erica or her media strategy? Good. All right, moving right along. Parker from McKee Real Estate Services. Now, another fun client who very rarely says no. And Parker has something similar going on where he does territory neighborhood community videos. Now, he's more on the 50 side, so he's doing Placerville, Cameron Park, Folsom, Eldorado Hills, and things of that nature. And again, community videos. You're wearing a suit or you're wearing your little real estate getup, you don't talk about real estate at all. What you want to do is you want to exude that authority, that I'm the man. That if you're from out of town, out of state, and you're Googling, what is Placerville like? What is Folsom like? Your video should be coming up. And that is going to draw the line between your potential customer and yourself. But to do that, we need to create that database of content so that it's already ready for them. And again, this content lives on for a very long time after you've completed it, which is really great. So again, he does Placerville, Eldorado Hills, Cameron Park, and the like. And what's really great is that when you connect with the local businesses, that adds a little bit of power as well, right? When you have business owners in the area sort of vouching for you and they're on your video, now you're kind of rubbing shoulders with someone else's authority and taking some of that for yourself. That's another added value as well. So we have to think beyond houses, listings, open houses. Let's think wider, communities, zip codes. Where am I at? Where do I want my customers to come from? What areas do I want to sell? That's where I need to be creating videos with value that talk about the neat places that are around. And again, we're going to watch this later. So we did a welcome to Placerville video. We posted it on his social media, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. And let's take a look at the views again. So kind of want to pause here too. He posted it twice. We have a welcome to Placerville, California here, and welcome to Placerville here. Now this one had 100 views. This one had 6,500 views. What do you think was the biggest difference?
He was wearing a light blue suit.
Bigger picture of it.
So there's some information I'm not giving you, but I asked this question because I'm interested. From your own experiences, why did some videos perform better than others?
The content was better.
Content's the same.
Oh, it's the same video.
Same video.
Oh, tags and thumbnails.
Say again?
Tags and thumbnails.
Tags and thumbnails, okay. I'll just tell it to you guys.
Okay.
Thank you. This video was posted in a landscape horizontal format.
Oh, then it won't work.
This video was posted in vertical format. Sometimes we might have really great videos, really great content. But if we're not following the rules of the platforms we're posting on, it could be a miss. So even then, we have to be very diligent that, yeah, videos are good, content is good, but am I following the rules that will help me get that success I'm looking for? And the numbers are very, very different, stark difference. Nobody's gonna watch a small horizontal video and have their 80% of the screen be black. So you want to maximize that real estate of your phone screen and post vertical videos, and you will start seeing those numbers ramp up. But again, what is the impact? What is the actual ROI from this kind of thing? Yes, videos are great, entertaining, fun, funny, and so on, but we need deals. So let's take a look at this. Yes.
Just a question about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Just because it's vertical, he had 6,400 more views.
This video, I'll give you another piece
It's
of
the
information.
same video, just vertical and horizontal. Is it different?
I'll give you one more piece of information. This was the full 3-minute horizontal video. This was 1 minute vertical.
That's why.
Hashtags, the same.
Same, everything else is the same.
So shorter and vertical.
Yes, a lot of times we might think, I need to make this feature film, this like super long thing. I mean, we all know, right? Our attention spans are like getting closer and closer to the rate of a goldfish. So we need to really capitalize on those rules as well. People are getting bored very quickly. So if you're saying, hey, I have a 7-minute horizontal video for you to watch, next, So that's a really great question. Yes, that means you're thinking, what is that little driving factor that's going to help me get that next level success I'm looking for? And yes, vertical mode and shorter content. That would be the key there. Now, again, let's take a look at the impact. We did a listing video for him, and the listing video was kind of funny. So, I'll bring you friends and have a little movie theater in the garage. We're going to set up a popcorn machine. We're going to crack open some beer. We're going to play some pool. And he started inviting more people into the listing video to kind of show how fun it is to be in that house. And then he just posted it on all the social platforms. And some buyer, or just some, some person was just scrolling through YouTube, this video happened to come up, and he came to see the house. Now, whether or not he closed the deal, I'm not sure, but he had a buyer come to see the house just because he saw that YouTube video. Video connects us with people that we might not have connected with before. So that is the biggest value. The key takeaway is reach out your content to stand out from the competition and attract attention. If you're looking at others and you're seeing them get success, and you're saying, you know, I kind of want to do what they're doing. What we start doing now, we start copying, right? They already built out their system and they know how it works for them. We might start copying and people might notice that, and that loss of originality might start now diluting our viewership. So the key takeaway, niche it out. We had Erica with her Woman on Businesses. We had Sam with his new build. We have Parker with his community videos and inviting people to his listing. We got to do something different. That is what's going to help us cut through all of that noise. And video is the greatest way to do that. So media beyond the listing. That's what I want us to think about today. How can I better connect with people who might believe in me and my brand, aside from houses? That's the biggest thing. When I was asking this question, for example, like any kind of video ideas that you guys might think of that are coming to mind. And someone immediately shouts their heads like, not by reason, Whataburger is better than In-N-Out. Like just hand shot straight up, you know, very passionate. That doesn't like In-N-Out. Great, make a video about that. Let me see that passion. Let me see that excitement. So whether you're good at cooking, good at music, good at whatever it may be, that's what you need to capitalize on, because that's going to make you personal. That's going to make you relevant. That's going to keep me, the viewer, entertained all the way through. Any questions on these what they're talking about? Good. Moving on. Being content with your content. Who here is 100% content with what they're doing? Anybody? I know I'm not. But who here is 100% believer in that they need to create content? Yes. I think by now we understand if we're in this industry, we need to be posting. But let's look at the reasons why. 55% of consumers, or let's just say half, learn about brands and companies on social media. Learn for the first time. Which means, you know, we look at social media as a form of entertainment. In a lot of cases, it's education. People are learning. They're learning about you, they're learning about your competition, they're learning about a lot. And 78% of consumers are willing to buy from you if they really like what you put out, if they had a positive experience. So if we are not utilizing video and we're not posting on our social media platform, half of the people that we could be getting, right? We're double what we're doing now, we're missing out on. If we're not doing videos, we're missing out on potentially double our audience. So how many of us knew this statistic or general gist before this meeting? We know, right, that video is important, content is important. But here's something I also run into. And I've heard this at conferences, I've heard this in training, people say this. Some content is better than no content at all. Not necessarily. Very good. Very good. And we're going to talk about why. People think, okay, 55% of people learn about brands on social media. Got to post. 78%, 100%, 90%, whatever. That means I post. And so what you start seeing is, well, I guess we'll get into it when we start seeing it. But for the sake of argument, let's do this. We hear the word consumption used a lot in the context of social media, right? We're consuming social media. That's exactly what we're doing. We're eating it up. So for the sake of this argument, let's say that content is like another consumable, something else that we consume. What else do we consume? Food, very good. So let's say food. Very good. We consume food. Now, this is a little story here. Let's pretend for now that I'm very, very hungry. And I'm very hungry for some food for that, you know, something I need to consume. And I need to go and find it. I need to go and search for it. And so I run across this guy. We'll call him Tony. And Tony's a food provider, very professional food provider. Tony has some food for you. And he says, no, I have a special today. I can give you two options. I can give you nothing, or I can give you something. Now, what are we thinking? We have this 2-month-old, very stanky, very old, very unoriginal, very overplayed, very smelly, very unappetizing loaf of bread. And you're gonna say, you know, thank you, but
No.
I'm a pass. I guess I'm not as hungry as I thought I was. And you keep going, and you keep looking for that food. You wanna consume something, and you run across Barbara. And Barbara says, you know what? Oh, you're hungry. Come on in, let me feed you something. I have this kind of a pie, and I have these kinds of pies as well. And they're the same, but different colors, and different smells, and different tastes. But I have pies. I don't have sandwiches. I don't have pizzas. I have pies. And now you're thinking, you know what? Now what do you do? Well, you cancel this guy. You say, I don't want nothing from him ever again. I never want to come back there. You never want to see his stanky bread because Barbara has something for you that you actually really want to like. So, what's the moral of the story? Like she said, not always. Some content is not always better than no content at all. If you're in an area and everyone's hungry for tacos, and you have a hot dog stand, and you're trying and you're sweating over the grill, and you're putting it in your all, and you're investing in your business, and you have no customers, and you're thinking, well, what's wrong with my customers? Why aren't they eating my hot dogs? Because they're hungry for tacos. So we really have to look at the data in our audience and see what do they like. They're telling me what I like. And if I'm selling hot dogs in the taco world, there's going to be a disconnect. And here's the thing, we have countless of options of things to consume, right? It's a buffet of content out there. The competition is fierce, and when presented with a choice, a viewer will prefer to unfollow, to cancel you, say, I don't want to see this ever again, over continuing to consume your content that performs below baseline. People are tidying up their feeds. They're tidying up what they spend their time on. You show them a 7-minute video, if they don't like the first 3 seconds, they're out. Because they know they're not going to want to consume that content. If they don't like what you're cooking, they'll look somewhere else and blink an eye. So which means what? You shouldn't produce content for content's sake. You ever get hungry at home, but you're too lazy to make some like good food to actually cook, right? You're just like, you know, I just look in the pantry, put myself together. You'll settle for like a cold hot dog even. We both settle in our lives, especially when it comes to food and consuming. We're on our own. But say guests are coming over, right? Now what do? Do we wait till they come and then we start looking in the pantry and see what we have to offer them? No, there's a little bit of planning involved. We go to the grocery store, we make a list, we prepare in advance, we even make a little bit extra just in case, because what? We want to impress our guests. We want them to come and be fed, and not just be fed, be happy with what you serve them. We should look at content exactly the same way. Because if we create content for the sake of posting, if I take 5 seconds out when you're out with my friend, what do I got? Okay, I'm at an open house. Hey, you know, this is Jesse, I'm at an open house, or hey, this is Jesse, here's the crowd, mark up the numbers and things like that, go up and down, you know, whatever. Takes me 5 seconds to make it. Guess what? Others might not like it because they see that lack of prep. They see that lack of effort that we're putting in. So if we're going to commit to anything, we might as well do it right. It's too tempting though. Instagram and Facebook have made it extremely easy to post, to boost, to promote. That's how they make their money. They're banking on you not spending that much time on your content to make a piece of content and hit the promote button because you're not happy with how many views you're getting. That's their biggest strategy. So let's look at content like a consumable. We're preparing something. We're cooking something. What are my ingredients and how much prep time am I putting in? Well, question always I get is where do we start? It's not enough to simply walk into the kitchen and start flailing our arms around and raiding the pantry. We need to have cutting skills. We need to make sure we have the right ingredients, the right plates, dishes, and so on. So we have to understand that if we're looking for results from our content, we need to follow the recipe. And the recipes aren't about, you know, getting 1 million views overnight or going viral or just, you know, making our name on the map because we have such a great video. We know content is king, but let's look at where do we start. And I've broken it down into 3 categories. The 3 pillars of content creation, 3 pillars of content success, and 3 pillars of social media. And this is where we really should start taking notes because this is where we're going down into the secret sauce. 3 pillars of content creation. So you understand, I need to make videos. I can't just make it on a whim. I need to do it right. Where do I start? Well, you could start with the free option. You could be the jack of all content. You can use your phone. You have that pen in your pocket. You know where to start. It is free. It is time consuming, though, as a result, you're going to spend a little bit more time. And you're used to this because you're all business owners, right? We know sometimes we have to put on the chauffeur hat when we're driving clients around. Sometimes we have to put on our janitor hat if we sweep a house, so it's ready. We do different things besides just selling real estate. So content could be another hat you're putting on. So, okay, today I'm a content creator. Today I'm going to spend 4 to 6 hours doing nothing but content. Or you can say, you know what, I don't have that time. I could make a quick video and I could outsource the editing. I could go to Fiverr, I could go to Freelancer, and they could make it and stitch it up a little bit better than I could. It'll cost about $15, $20, $50. Not that, exorbitant, but I know that it's affordable and they'll look a little bit better than what I could do. And you're going to spend anywhere between maybe 15 to, you can say, $100 per video. Or you can be that legacy legend. You're saying, you know what, I don't have any time for videos. I'm not a content creator, filmmaker, you name it. I'm a realtor. I want to hire someone who can do it for me. Does anyone here do their own taxes? You do your own taxes?
No, I didn't.
Registered tax preparer.
Say again?
Registered tax preparer.
Oh, you are? Oh, wonderful. But most of us are not, right? So we have CPAs. Why do we trust CPAs? Because they're licensed. They know what they're doing. And because it's very important, right? We can't just go, oh, taxes much. I think I'll be late this year. I think a couple receipts I'm just not going to input. I'm just like, whatever. Just freestyle it. No, we know tax is important. It's a big job, big responsibility. I'm not a licensed tax preparer. I'm going to find someone who is because it's important. So even as business owners, we understand certain jobs we're just not eligible to do. That's when we hire someone, and that is an option for you as well. And this person right here is the cream of the crop. This person is invested in their business because they understand what the professionals do, what they do best. This person believes that branding isn't a one-time thing, but it just keeps snowballing after itself throughout its entire lifetime. This person really wants their videos to stand out from the competition and be recognizable. So, any questions on the 3 methods of creating content? You have the jack of all content where you can do it yourself. You can do it yourself and outsource the editing, or you just completely let someone else handle it for you. Any questions on this? Good. Moving on. So after you figured out how you're going to do your videos, now let's talk about, well, what are your videos going to be about? What is going to contribute to your content success? And I've had a couple ideas here, how you can establish your niche. You could do your top 5, right? Maybe your top 5 floral shops in Sacramento, top 5 burger places, whatever it may be. You could do interviews of other business owners, other realtors, interviews of other entrepreneurs. You can do instructional videos. I had a realtor client who would send me email, I was part of his email list, and he would do his own home videos of, hey, here's how you clean out your gutters. Fall is coming, let's clean out your gutters. And he had a dog on the camera, and he fall up his ladder, and it was a totally raw video of him cleaning out the gutters and teaching people how to do it. And it's fun and it's exciting. We don't always have to have a really high production value in order to cut through the noise. We just have to bring ourselves out, make it personable, make it relevant and relatable. Lessons, meetings. Has anyone heard about the Actually Agent page? No. Okay, so just you guys all follow that. So Actually Agent is an Instagram profile, and he's a realtor who was starting off a little bit rocky. He just wasn't getting the deals he was looking for, living in a little apartment, wearing Macy's suits that weren't fit for his size, and just kind of struggling a little bit. And so he wanted to document that struggle and post about it. Now he has millions of followers, and this guy's making deals around the world. He created a whole other platform where realtors can send each other deals all over the world, and he's getting a percentage of every single deal. So that's what content can do. It can take us beyond the orthodox traditional way we are used to doing things. We know that this phrase, right? There's riches and niches. If we can find that niche for ourselves, there's riches that we could be, they're waiting for us that are untapped by others. I was doing this lesson in another office, and this one lady said, I have a special needs kid. And we go to special schools and special programs and things like that. And there are a lot of other parents there with their own special needs. She's like, I want to branch out of that niche. I'm gonna be like your go-to special needs realtor. And I was like, that's great. I've never heard of that. Have you guys? But I'm pretty sure there's a target audience just for that. And she can just sweep up and take it because there's no one else offering that. You've got to start thinking unique, original. What am I good at? Then after you figure that out, you plan it out. Now people say you're writing script, location scouting, practicing, storyboarding. Oh man, now you're calling me a filmmaker. Well, at first it might be a very daunting task, but here's the way I do it. I can create content as well. I have a whiteboard, blackboard, and I write out 3 boxes. Actually, the 3 by 3, 9 boxes. 9 boxes. And all I do is write a title. That's it. Top 3 truths that I like, whatever. Top 5 parts. I just write out the title, nothing else. And I'm just looking at it day after day, and then the light bulb goes off. Oh, I know what I can do here. Bullet point, bananas, love bananas. Okay, and I'm still looking at it. No videos yet, no script. Another Bible. Oh, strawberries. Great, write that down. But take it, make it simple. Break it down. Don't make it that daunting on yourself. And the way I basically wrote it down is good. You know, write down a little script or bullet points, what you're going to talk about. Then actually go to that location where you want to film. Yes, it could be in your office, or it could be somewhere exciting. You could be at the Galleria Mall, walking like, oh, there's this new place that opened up, the Galleria Mall, yada, yada. Make it exciting. And practice it, rehearse it, stand in front of the mirror, making sure that you're confident long before that camera turns on. And then once you've established your niche, you planned out your content, now you gotta follow the rules. Remember who you work for. Who do you work for? Yourself. Now let's think back to when we worked a regular job, right? I think we all maybe have a day job. I won't plan our life for nothing. If the boss says to come in at Friday, 7 a.m., what time are we coming in?
7 a.m.
Okay, some might even come at 6:55, right? Just to make sure. The boss says, hey, this project is due Thursday, 10 p.m. When are we submitting that project?
At 9:59.
Very good. Are we submitting it Friday,
No.
the week after? When we work for someone else. But when we work for ourselves, we'll say, you know what? I'm gonna make a YouTube channel this Friday. Friday rolls around, what happens? Next Friday. That Friday, we'll pull it out. Next Friday.
Oh, presentation.
Exactly. We don't commit because we don't have that boss, you know, whipping our back. Hey, this better be do it this time. But that's when we were successful, and that's when we actually produced. When we work for ourselves, there's a tendency to give ourselves some slack because I'm a real, not a content creator, and you have to let everything work for it. You work for yourself. You're your own boss. Maybe sometimes that means cracking that whip and saying, you know, I said this Friday, that means Thursday midnight is going to be done. That's how we can be successful, and that's how we can get in that consistency, in that production mode. Then you have to be mindful of social media trends. Like we talked about the vertical versus horizontal. You have to be mindful of the rules, the platforms that you're posting on. What do they want you to do? Because if you're not following the rules, you're not going to get the viewership you're looking for. And check insights frequently. Everyone's telling you how they feel about your content. They're telling you how they feel about your brand. They're telling you why those little hearts, that's called the like button. If they're not clicking it, they don't like it. If they're clicking it, they like it. So Instagram and Facebook has made it very, very easy to understand what people are expecting from us. And also, I guess a bullet point, just kind of a sub point, is to be consistent with the kind of content you're posting. What Instagram also really, and Facebook, what they don't like is when a person is all over the place. Is if they're posting content about real estate, and they're posting content about their kid's baseball game, and they're posting content about their trip in Hawaii, and they're posting content about their morning coffee, whatever it may be, all over the place, right? There's no consistency. But if you are very on track with the message you're sending, the niche you're branching out in, Instagram really likes that. Facebook really likes that. So keep it closed in, keep it tight, understand where you stand, understand your message, and be consistent. That will be your path to content success. And moving on to the actual pillars of social media, the rules we've talked about. Well, right now, video is king. Back in the day, Instagram was a photo sharing platform. Now it is increasingly a video sharing platform because it's trying to compete, right? Who's it trying to compete with? TikTok, that's right. Yes, TikTok, 7-second videos, 10-second videos, 15-second videos. And people are saying, oh, Instagram's making me do this, and now I have to post reels. Well, they're not making you. They're doing that because that's what you want. You want more videos, so that's why they're making you guys post more videos. That's what we as people want Instagram listen. Paying attention to trending songs, making sure that if you're talking, there are captions involved. If a person, a viewer is deaf and they see your mouth moving and they can't know what you're saying, guess what? You just missed out on that part of the population. But we have to be all inclusive, right? And maybe a person is watching at a training session and they're, somebody's talking and they're supposed to be paying attention, but they're watching a video. Well, they can't have their sound on. Captions really help with that. Now you're talking to that part of the population as well. And making sure that it's short and concise, under 30 seconds. That's right now sort of the sweet medium, up to a minute if the content is very rich. But if your content is sort of a bit more on the drier side or a bit more succinct, keep it under 30 seconds. Make it short, make it sweet. Remember the KISS acronym. Consistency is king. This is a tried and true method how you can get 10,000 followers in 3 months. 90 reels in 90 days. Now, again, you're looking at this 90 reels in 90 days. Holy thing. That's 3 months of consistent posting and videos, but that's very daunting. Break it down. I had my little, 3 by 3 grid, right? That's 9 videos. That's 9 videos. Make those 9 videos. Don't post them. Make those 9 videos. And then post the first one. As you're posting the first one, make 9 more. And so that way, every 9 that you post, you have a backlog going of 9 more videos that as soon as that 9th one's done, great. And if your 10th one, 11th one, 12th one, get your 18th, great. How my 19th video? Don't do 90 videos all at once. You're going to be like, no, this isn't for me. Do 1, do 2, do 3, and keep going. Build that database. Because if you want to increase your viewership, your brand awareness, consistency is king. We can make 1 dope video 2 years ago, and everyone will forget about it. But we can make 90, reasonable videos, and people will remember because that's all they're seeing is your face. Engagement is king. It is called social media for a reason. We're all salesmen here, right? We know what sales are. And I think oftentimes we forget that people are kind of tired of being sold to. Everything is an advertisement. Everything we're looking at has ads placed behind it and after it in the middle of it. Everyone is trying to sell you something. Social media is not a place where we should be doing that. Social media is just social. We should be socializing with people. How do we do that? We respond to comments. We leave comments. We participate in other people's posts. We engage with them as the person behind the phone. Not as a brand, not as a company, not as someone just trying to push things down your throat. It's not sales media, it's social media. And like I brought up with Parker, Eric, and Sam, they did their own thing. They just included that real estate thing at the very end. And usually, you see a person in a suit, you typically say some kind of professional industry. You kind of already get that vibe. So they're not as it is already. Question I should be asking, am I adding to that noise? Am I adding to that frustration? Am I pushing content that people are just sick and tired of that same stale old bread that they're used to seeing a bunch of times? And bring back social into the social media. So those are our pillars for that video success. Are there any questions on that? No? Okay. Well, we will start wrapping up and summarize everything we talked about today. Being content with your content, which I hope all of us want to do, is to start with understanding the red sheet of what makes for a great offering. That's the formula. Relevancy, consistency, engagement. If it's only 2 out of the 3, you're not going to do well. If you're engaged and you're consistent, but you're talking about what the weather's like in Bangladesh, well, guess what? Nobody cares about that in Sacramento, California. But you can post about it every day and you're engaging. Not going to work. So we got to make sure it's relevant, it's consistent, and it's engaging. If it's not relevant, they don't care. Don't always make it about real estate. It's not that sexy. They're just, I do thinking, I see them all the time. We shoot, 6 houses a day every day, so I'm good with it. But others are not the same. So we have to tap into what they like, what they're looking for, and offer that. And when we offer that on our social media platform, they're going to buy what you're selling. Because you're not selling real estate, are you? You're selling yourself.
Right.
You're selling yourself. And guess what? Every customer out there, you don't want to work with either. there's a group of you know what kind of customers you want to work with. And the way you attract those customers is by showing yourself and saying, hey, what you want, I am personable. I'm fun to be around. I'm not selling you houses. I'm looking to help fulfill your dreams. And that's what people are going to buy into. So we want to know more about you. We want to know what makes get you out of bed in the morning besides selling houses. We want to know what irks you, maybe makes you mad, makes you happy, what you love, what you enjoy. What can you share with us? What can you give us that insight into the little window of your soul? And we're going to like that. We're going to tap into that and we're going to buy it. Social media is a clean slate where you can create your content. And we're all hungry for that good, delicious, beautiful content. So let's bring some flavor into our social media. Sound good? All right. That concludes our training session for today. Are there any questions?
Are you gonna show us the videos?
I will show you, yes, absolutely. Yes.
I mean, I guess I'll wait, but I thought, you have like a package thing, where like help you.
Yes, and we can talk about that.
Okay.
So when it comes to packages and what we offer, everything is custom tailored. What you're looking for might not be what she's looking for, what he's looking for. And we used to have a model where we had, different packages that we offered. The more we kept doing this, the more we kept seeing that it is a more custom tailored approach than a package kind of approach, because we all want different things. So if you're interested in creating your own video marketing package, please talk to me at the end of this and I'll be happy to connect with you guys. Great question. Anything else?
Do you have a business card?
I do not. I did run out. You can Google legacy images. They're right there.
Spam has it, but you
Spam
know,
does.
you can create a digital one through the link
Yes,
and then send it that.
absolutely. Yes. The reason why I'm not doing business cards anymore for me personally is I've given those out a ton and people are calling me a lot. But what I want them to be doing is calling our office. We have an office, we have our own Sam that picks up the phone. And so if you just Google legacy images, all the information's on there and that's it. Awesome.
With like process.
That's a good point. Yes. Absolutely. Any other, have you guys experienced any kind of social media success or maybe failures? Because sometimes sharing how we fall out on our face can help others not do the same, right? There it is. Stand up there to the side. Oh, we do actually have a whole
You
stand.
understand?
Yeah, we have a whole
I
stand.
was just literally thinking that. You have a whole vendor.
I have a whole thing, yeah. So, yeah, business cards are here, a full page flyer is out there in the vendor area. We can get a lot more information. Sam, will we be able to bring back some of those videos? If you could just click the link here, I'll put it in.
No, I meant, this would be a big, yeah,
Yes. Well,
I had to step out to get a call.
okay, so this is Sam, business secretary. Good morning.
I'm awake now.
Can you,
Let me my,
can you full screen it?
California. This place was founded in the 1800s and recently been revamped into the ultimate adventure-seeking thrill machine. We're gonna start off with the zip line, go for a ride. Not going to die, right? You're rock and loaded, ready to experiment. Sometimes when I'm on edge at work, I know that there's worse edges to be falling off of. So you can zip line over the pond, free fall off a cliff, and conquer all your fears in just one day.
That's it. That's the name of the stage. Just a logo at the end. So, was that exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was engaging, right? Right. Okay. Let's go to Eric and go back to the slideshow. Let's take a look at this one.
hey, Joe, it's Erica, Myrick.
Hey,
Hello.
Smartphone.
I'm sorry, Robert.
Good job, Erica. Maverick. Smartphone. I wanna go back home. I just have to show this one house for a time. No, you don't. Vacation. I didn't think to go on vacation. I don't know. What do you think they do all day? This is what I think you do all day. Yeah, Joe, I'll get that for you right now. But one sec. You better shut up, or I'm gonna go put you over there and you're gonna sit over there. Where did my phone go? Did I leave it in the car? Hello, Joe. Usually here way before you guys, but I'm over here right now, so I can show you like the full outfit. The ovens, I'm doing so bad. And that's what you do at work.
Quick and simple. Okay, one last one. Today we sit.
Hold on.
Today we stand in a historic town that was known to gold miners as the place of opportunity to get that shiny gold. And today it's now known as Placerville. Let me show you around what this town has to offer. Main Street is the hub of Placerville, featuring some great local businesses when it comes to shopping, dining. There's also many events that happen here every year. Home to the famous Apple Hill, you'll find all the delectable delights out here, including wineries, vineyards, orchards, breweries, and so much more. You got to check it out. You're not going to be disappointed. And if you want the same things in your backyard, reach out to me today. My name is Parker McKee, and I look forward to talking to you.
That's great. There it is. So what did we notice about those videos that they had in common?
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet?
They're all vertical.
They're all vertical. Yes, very good. Yeah, so, we don't have to go on and on and on talking about a lot of different things. Let's show them, not tell them, right? And that's where video is really great for that. Keep it short, keep it sweet, follow the rules, make them vertical, and that's how people will engage with you. All right, thank you. Any questions on that? Any questions on anything we talked about?
Any questions on Zoom?
All right, very good. Well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome.